Are you ready to hear 3 critical financial moves you need to make post divorce? Maybe you're in a better place after your divorce, but you don't feel like your finances are. Or maybe you just weren't prepared to be financially independent after a divorce. Well, I'm going to give you a blueprint for managing your money so you know without a doubt that you're making the right financial decisions and you are secure for life. Yes, you're ready? Me too. Let's get going. If you don't know me yet, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Allison Denon, an accredited financial counselor, proud to be and very happily single mom who has gone through not one, but 2 messy divorces. I love to take my kids on adventures, and we travel around 3 to 5 times a year. I love learning more about investing every day. I'm reading charts, investing in stocks, cryptos, and NFTs. I may not be able to tell you how to find the right man, but I can tell you exactly how to master your money even after divorce. I do teach a year-long program for women. However, for today, I have distilled my entire program into 3 key moves that are crucial for divorced women. By following them, you will have a great start to commanding your finances post divorce. Actually, instead of 3 individual steps, there are actually 3 groups of steps you must take. The first will ensure your financial safety after leaving a relationship. The second will guarantee you grow your money instead of losing money with the financial decisions you're making. The third move will have you earning passive income for financial freedom. Most people like to learn from me because I am so down to earth and I make everything easy to understand. And in your situation, isn't that exactly what you want? Be sure to stick around for all 3 moves and stay till the end because not only will I have some freebies for you that those of you who stay will receive, but I also have a surprise bonus. I have a special guest speaker who will pop in at the very end to share a simple, repeatable secret that you can implement today and can propel you to the future retirement you dream about. Don't leave early and miss this exciting bonus. I am so excited. Let's get into the good stuff. Critical move number 1, guarantee your financial safety. The following are the steps you need to prioritize immediately if you are divorced or heading there, because they will mean safety for you and your kids. Financial safety is of the utmost importance for women who are divorcing. The facts are, as many as 99% of domestic violence cases involve financial abuse. And many, many women who are leaving a marriage have experienced some form of DV or another form of abuse. As I start going over these, you may think, I've heard about this, I already know this. But the question is, have you done them yet? They are critical and you need to start them today. You can start changing passwords as you sit on the couch watching TV tonight. Make sure you've changed all your passwords to something your ex won't get, won't even guess. It's time to set new boundaries of privacy for yourself. Don't just think that it's no big deal, that your ex won't really do anything, would they? I hear that all the time after women find their bank accounts cleared out and worse. Remove your ex from any accounts that you may have shared or you might have added their name to. Simply close anything joined and open new ones if your name is the primary and you're able to do that. Then return all cards with your name on them to your ex and ask to be removed from their accounts as well. Make changing your beneficiaries a priority. Think about insurances and life insurance policies and other places that a beneficiary might be listed. Don't let your hard earned money or property go to your ex in the case of your sudden death. Monitor agreed actions that are to be made. Even if there's a court order, don't just trust that they're going to happen or get done. You need to watch that they actually do happen. Things like car payments, home payments, or refinances that were put in the divorce decrees. If those things aren't happening, if payments aren't being made, you might want to make them yourself, for one. And for two, file enforcement before it becomes too late and too much of an issue that you can't get out of. Change property documents if needed. Think about things like titles for cars. Did you get a car or did they get a car in the divorce that both of your names are on, or that the other person's name is on the title? Get those changed out as soon as possible. File for quitclaim deeds on real estate and refinance if necessary ASAP. And if the other person is supposed to refinance, monitor that it happens. Don't allow them to push out the date without filing for legal enforcement of that court order. You want to ensure proper liability and ownership of everything that was given to you or your ex in the divorce so that no bigger problems come in the future. Next, I want you to pull your credit report at annualcreditreport.com. That's where you can review your reports from all three bureaus once a year for free. Right now, I'd go ahead and pull all three of them because I want you to review for anything you didn't know about or expect to be on those reports. Then I want you to lock or freeze your credit to be sure that it doesn't get used or abused by an ex with your social security number and all of your personal information. You just never know, and people get awfully mean in a divorce at times. Not always, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So, why do I care so much about teaching you this stuff? Well, I once had the most amazing experience. You know, when you have one of those experiences in your life when magic happens, kind of like God lined up the universe for you and things happen you just can't explain. And you have those memories for the rest of your life. You know, you might even call it your miracle story. Well, there was a time when I found myself at rock bottom financially. I remember the exact moment I realized it was the bottom. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was sitting on my couch with my file of notes and past due bills laid out on the coffee table. I was an elementary school teacher at the time, and summer had just started. The district paid me in a lump sum on the last day of school for the entire summer. And then my sorry ex, who was an addict, took off with all of my money. I had nothing left and no income for almost 3 months. I didn't even have money for groceries, let alone anything to pay my mortgage and car payments. I was behind on absolutely everything: utilities, car payment, home mortgage. Every bill was past due. I was on the phone explaining the situation to person after person for hours, day after day. I was desperate, and honestly, I was quite depressed. How could I have let my finances get so bad? How could I have let another human being bring me to this point? First, I went to family services in my city and explained the situation and that the ex was gone and he wouldn't be back in my life to cause more financial trouble again. They did agree to bring all my utilities current and keep them on for me. It was a one-time help, and it was exactly what I needed to keep my utilities on for the rest of the summer. Second, the lender for my car loan agreed to bring me current so I was no longer past due, and then gave me a month with no payments after I started getting my salary again. That was amazing and a huge relief. And as if that wasn't enough, my mortgage company did something similar. They decided to give me a one time assistance and rework my loan. They rolled the 2 months I was behind to the end of the loan. Then they told me they wanted to help me out, knowing my salary would start again soon. They offered me 2 months with no mortgage payment. My first payment on the new loan started 2 months after I started getting my school paycheck again. It was my miracle moment. Things lined up. I had every bill paid and even received the gift of no payments due on my most significant loans. I was able to get my footing beneath me again. That was a good thing because besides not enough to pay bills, I had full credit cards and collections. My teacher wages were being garnished for a county hospital bill my ex got. And I didn't even know what the bill was for. My credit score was barely above 500. I even had more student loans than some doctors have, and I'm on a counseling degree. I was in a huge mess. Then one day I said to myself, it's time to take action. It's time to change my situation. I need to decide right now to learn the tools to manage my money correctly. I thought to myself, I must say yes and decide how to become a master of my own finances, never again to allow myself to get in this situation. Now, through using the tools that I teach you here, I have financial security and peace like I never knew was possible. It's really scary to think about, but the fact is that women's household income fell by an average of 41% after divorce, almost twice the size of the decline men experienced. That's why I do this. I do this because I know that we can change the world when women have more money and know how to use it. It's time to change these statistics and take matters into our own hands. So, what makes me a subject matter expert in personal finance? Well, after I pulled myself out of rock bottom, I finished my master's of counseling degree at Arizona State University. And then I became an accredited financial counselor. I've been vetted by the government to teach financial readiness to our finest, the service members that protect our country. I've been teaching, counseling, and coaching for over 20 years. More than 12 have been focused solely on finances. I've helped thousands of individuals and families master their finances by reducing debt, learning money-wise decisions, and increasing their investments and passive income to build wealth. Now, let me tell you critical move number 2. I want you to grow, not lose any money with your financial decisions that you're about to make. I want you to be empowered with financial freedom. In order to get you there, you need to know how to make every single dollar work for you and not for somebody else. You need to know the right decisions to keep from losing money that you will need later. Well, by following the principles I teach, Kalia was able to fix a decision and reduce the payments on her current car loan by $6,300. And then she was able to invest those savings, and they're expected to grow to over $83,000 in the investment she chose. Had she not made a change, she would have lost $6,300. Yet instead, she gained $83,000. That's amazing. The first thing I want you to do to start moving towards things like Kalia is to establish your own credit if you don't have it yet. If you do have it, I want you to work on strengthening it. Credit gives you the freedom and power you need in this life. Don't believe some of the so-called financial experts that tell you you don't need credit or that credit equals debt. It does not. I want you to start by looking at your credit report that you just pulled. If you don't have any or much credit, you can start with a secured credit card if you need to and build from there. If the divorce isn't final, you can apply for a card with your spouse's income as well, because it is still considered household income. Use your new card every single month and pay it off. This will keep you from earning interest charges, but it will build you a steady payment and keep your balance very, very low so that your credit score will build every single month. If you need to strengthen your credit, the fastest way to increase your score is to pay off the balances on any credit cards you already have that are in your name and pay everything on time. Even if it was decided not to be your debt in the divorce, if your name is on it, make it a priority to be sure that it gets paid on time and every single month. Next thing I want you to do is to change your taxes through your HR department if you haven't already. If you were just about to get a job and you haven't been working for a while, then I want you to make sure that you claim the accurate tax withholding for yourself through your employer. It's up to you to let your employer know how you will withhold taxes from your paycheck, both for federal and state if you pay them. You're going to dictate sharing your tax status and number of dependents or extra information with your employer. Your tax status is the year determined on December 31st for the entire previous year. So you can adjust this with your employer as soon as you know if you'll be divorced by December 31st. I want you to choose single if you'll no longer be married. However, I want you to choose head of household if you'll be claiming a child or another dependent with the IRS in that same tax year. If you will be claiming a child for 1 year and not the next, you need to remember to change this status each year with your employer. You might want to set a reminder in your phone at the beginning of January to do that so you don't forget until it's too late and you have the accurate amount of taxes withheld from your paycheck. Not too little, but definitely not too much. One lady that I helped with this increased her paycheck. And you might be in that place too. You might get a significant increase in your pay if you go from married to head of household with a lower household income. You might be like Joanna in this slide who was in my program. Joanna increased her paycheck and she didn't get a raise from her employer. This was just from adjusting her tax withholdings to bring home $750 more a month. This was both from federal and state taxes. She started investing just $500 of that a month, and she's now on track to have $671,000 more for retirement. And I showed her how to pick the right investments that would lead her to keeping that money in her pocket instead of paying too much in fees. What I want you to do if you want to check that you're withholding accurately on your paychecks is to Google IRS withholding estimator. Make sure the link you click on is from irs.gov. Fill in the tax information and it will help you get your return as close to zero as possible. Maybe your paycheck will even go up. Let me know if it does. However, the fact is that if you are going from married to single status and you don't have dependents to claim, you may owe more. So it's important that you know you are withholding enough so you don't owe the government at the end of the year either, because that could mean penalties and fees. Next thing I want you to do is to make the most of any assets that were split and any investments that were split during the divorce. Understand your rights with all of the assets. There will be no penalty for withdrawal from retirement investments. You can choose to keep some or all of it out and use it rather than roll it in to your own investment account. But I do want you to review the time value of money and what it would cost you to keep that investment out, so you really understand if it's worth keeping it out to buy a home or to pay off a car or whatever you're considering using it for before you do so. Then if you do, Sell a property or keep money out of a 401k, I want you to not forget about the taxes. If you keep money out of a 401k or pension, you might have to pay taxes on that money just like it was your income at tax time. So you want to be able to set aside enough or keep out extra so you have tax money for the end of the year. If you sell the home to split the equity, don't forget about the capital gains tax that will come at the end of the year as well. It depends on how much you make and how long you've lived in your home, how much that will be. Check with a CPA, certified public accountant, if you want to know more about what these impacts will look like for you specifically. If you do choose to roll the investments into an account of your own, I want you to be very careful of where you roll them to. If you don't have more than $250,000, you don't need to pay an independent financial advisor to manage your money. If you have less than that, you can choose a low fee investment company yourself instead. Some low cost investment companies are Vanguard, Fidelity, TD Ameritrade are all good ones that are known for offering investments at low fees to their customers. Be really cautious of companies like Edward Jones, Primerica, and First Command. If they try to sell you insurance while you're discussing rolling over your investments, then put your shoes on and run. They're not really a financial advisor. They are salesmen, and their fees are extremely high, meaning you will have less in your retirement account in the end after investing through them. If you're getting more than that $250,000, then you might want to talk to some CFPs, certified financial planners, which you can find names of ones in your local area at cfp.net. They have to be fee-only fiduciaries, no commissions, and ask them what they might recommend before choosing who to go with. Once you know what they recommend, you can run the investments through the FINRA Fund Analyzer before choosing one to go with. This analyzer is an amazing tool created by FINRA. You can check the fees on any investment you are considering by just Googling the words FINRA, F-I-N-R-A, Fund Analyzer. Use this amazing tool to check the bottom line of fees before rolling investments anywhere or before investing with a company for that matter for the first time. If you're like me, it's not just about the money. Money is just a means to an end. It gives me the freedom to go on adventures and build memories with my kids to last them a lifetime. It allows me to have money to send them to the colleges of their choice and have the security of knowing I can quit working one day and never be a financial burden on them when I'm old. This is what wealth is. Today, I am not wealthy by some standards, but I am getting there. I am comfortable. I can afford to pay costly legal fees to protect my kids when needed. I can take them on amazing adventures like swimming with stingrays and sharks on private islands and rappelling down canyons in national parks as we travel 3 to 5 times a year. I am catching up on the retirement I was behind on. I'm still paying off horrible student loans, but you know what? They will be gone one day. I guarantee you. My kids are in private school and will go to the college of their dreams. I bought my own beautiful home in a community that my kids and I love, absolutely love, and we feel safe in it. My credit score has gone above 800. And I was proud to buy my first car at 0% interest for 6 full years. Heck yes, that is why I have good credit. So I can get free money for 6 years, and then I'm able to grow my investments instead of paying cash for that car. Don't get me wrong. Life still happens and unexpected things do come up. But being financially ready to tackle those things makes life less stressful and makes it so much easier to care for my family and myself. Having money has eliminated the daily stresses that I used to have. So I'm curious, what does having money or financial freedom mean for you? To travel more, eat out, enjoy the day to day, and spend more time with your family? Yes, jot down your motivations to have more money and then refer back to them as you move forward on your financial independent journey. It will help you keep moving forward when you remember your whys. I just wanted to pause a moment and remind you to stay till the end. Not only will I have a few great freebies for you to download, but I want you to hear the rest of the steps. And I also have a special guest appearing at the very end for those who stick around. I'll give you a hint. It will be someone who has been very successful with his crypto investments, and he is going to share a simple, repeatable tip that you can use right now to get yourself started and catch up or propel yourself towards your retirement goals. You don't want to miss this. No get rich quick schemes or information here, just simple action steps that you can take today. With that said, let's talk a little bit more about the right moves to make post-divorce. Move number 3, multiply your money and passive income for financial freedom. Now it's time to think about your new plans for your individual future. Now, I do recognize this might be difficult for some of you, but the good news is singles have so much more power over their retirement. You can make choices on your own without convincing a partner that it's the best choice. I want you to start by going to ssa.gov. It's the Social Security website, and I want you to do 2 things. First, I want you to set up your account and start to monitor that your earnings are being recorded correctly each and every year. This will ensure that you get the right payout when you're ready to start withdrawing from your Social Security. Then, before the benefits that may be due to you, then explore. I want you to take a look and see what are the benefits. You can do some estimations and check out what are you expected to get in Social Security and at different ages so you can start planning ahead. Then I want you to particularly look at the divorced spouse rights to see if you're eligible to claim any more based on your ex-spouse's earnings. I want you to understand your rights here and what requirements are set in place so that you can continue with your planning and truly understand what options you might have. The next thing I want you to do is to start with your retirement number, or the amount you need to save to be able to retire. This will help with planning and breaking your goals down. Have you ever heard of the FIRE movement? FIRE stands for Financially Independent Retire Early. They are all about this number. Now they call it their FIRE number. It helps them to know their savings goal and so that they can plan and retire early. Whether you want to retire early or not, this formula will help you to have the retirement number to start with. Remember to consider how your expenses will go down if you do not retire early. When you do retire early, will you be paying a mortgage or will you have less expenses because your kids are no longer living with you? Think about some of those things as you decide your estimated annual expenses. Then simply divide that number that you come up with by 0.04, and that will give you a amount of money you need to save to retire to start with. Now, don't get me wrong. This number might seem huge for some of us, especially if we're feeling behind for retirement. I don't want it to stress you out because there's lots you can do to get there, but I just want you to give you a goal in mind and something to start with. Starting with that retirement number will help you with planning and breaking your goals down. Investments are the easiest way to build your passive income and get you to that retirement number. What is passive income, though? It doesn't have to be some elusive thing. It is simply allowing your money or assets to earn you more money that you're not working for every single hour. Real estate earns passive income by gaining equity. Investing in the stock market allows your dollars to compound, earning passive income every year. Investing in crypto can even increase those earnings exponentially. Now, this is not investment advice. I'm not telling you to run out and invest in crypto, but it might actually help. So I'm telling you not to ignore it. It's a great possibility, and I want you to start learning more about it and then decide if it's right for you. Take a look at this slide. And if you're looking at this and you are younger than 40, then guess what? You're just ahead of these scenarios. But I don't want anyone that's watching this who is a little bit older to feel like it's too late to invest, because it is never too late to invest. If you're feeling a little bit behind for retirement, that's okay. You can still build quite a savings if you get started right away. If you're age 40 and you save $100 a week over the next 25 years, you can still have over $500,000. And that's more than most Americans when they retire. At age 45 and 50, it takes a little bit more saved to get to the $500,000, but it's still possible, especially when our kids move out later in life and we have a little bit more to save if we were moms. I also think that crypto can be a game changer if you're feeling behind for retirement. It is a volatile market, but the gains in the space over the past few years are unmatchable anywhere else. If you vary your retirement and other investments with crypto, you just might be able to catch up and surpass what you thought was possible. In the 3 investing scenarios, I want you to see the amount of interest earned versus the contributions made. Contributions is the money you worked for. And then remember what interest is. It's the passive income that the dollar you worked for earns for you. You work for the dollars you contribute, but they can then work hard for you if you put them in the right place, making you more money to retire on. That is the beauty of investing. You need only set up the accounts and then deposit regularly, and you will be on track to double, triple, or even quadruple your dollars earned so you can retire one day and comfortably. As Einstein understood, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He was so right, because with the magic of time, your money can earn compound interest that will grow your money astronomically. Let's get you started with increasing your investing then. The best thing to do is to start with your IRA or investment retirement account. These are accounts you only put money in to hold for long-term gains. They allow the magic of compound interest to work in your favor. However, they also have a secondary benefit too. They have tax savings. And yes, due to that double benefit, these accounts can be so valuable in making your dollar work for you. I want you to start by filling an employer-based IRA. It might be called a 401k, depending on the type of company you work for. And then I want you to try to get up to whatever match they offer. So if they match up to 4% of your income, I want your first savings goal to be to get up to putting in 4% of your income so you get the full match offered. If you don't have a 401k, a 403b, etc. with your employer, or you can't add to it for a while, you can always open your own IRA at any brokerage. A brokerage is simply a company that does the investing for you. It is as easy as opening a savings account. This can be a Roth or a traditional account. It can be a Roth IRA or a traditional IRA at any of the institutions. But for ease of explanation, it's best to go with Roth these days for most people. You will get a bigger tax break that way. If you want more detail on this, you can ask more about this when you call the brokerage to open the account or check with your CPA if you have one. To make this easy as far as what to invest in, I suggest you start by picking an age-targeted index fund. This will set an appropriate risk automatically based on your age or year of planned retirement. The risk will be changed automatically for you over time, so you don't have to worry about losing it all or about choosing something that will make you what you need. It is all set up for you based on your age. If you learn more about investing later, you can change this, but get it growing at the right risk for you by choosing this type of investment to start with. The worst mistake is putting your money in an investment account, but then not choosing the investment that it's buying. Then it will not grow. It will just be waiting for you to invest it. Start researching cryptocurrency and think about adding some of it to your portfolio. We talk a lot about crypto and all types of investing in my year-long program because I believe it can be a game changer for us. I want you to plan now, put things in place to allow yourself to invest some or more than you have so that you'll be able to reap the benefits later on. For me, it's about setting myself up, not only so I can enjoy in my later years, but also so that I never become a burden on my children. If you have children, do you want to have enough in your investments that you never become a financial burden on them? I sure do. The good news is you don't need a lot to start with to manage your money well and to build yourself a fortune. Start with what you have and build from there. You will be surprised how fast you can increase your money when you no longer have the dead weight of your ex holding you back. And if you feel like you're coming out of the divorce in a better financial situation, or you do make more money, well, making more money doesn't mean you know how to manage it well and you are doing well with it. If, on the other hand, you did get a large settlement, that's great. However, now is the time to get serious about how you're going to manage it. There's a reason that many pro athletes and lottery winners end up bankrupt and some even in poverty. Learn the money-wise moves to keep this from happening to you. Americans either don't talk about money or they don't share accurate information. This leads many of us to floundering our way through financial decisions. And we only realize they were terrible decisions when we are stressed out and can't find a way out of the mess that we've created. So let's start talking about it and learning more so we can avoid the messes and do the best we can with every single dollar we earn. This is why I have developed a program where women talk about money and learn more so we avoid the messes and always know what are the best decisions for every single dollar that we earn. These are the principles that I learned in my years of fixing my finances, working on my accreditation, and working with countless individuals and families. Over these years of intense learning and trial and error on my situation and those of many others, I developed a system that works for anyone. I knew for a financial system to work for anyone, it needed to include simplicity, low time commitment, big results. It needs to work continually and automatically for us busy women. It needs to push us to reach big goals. And it can't be a one size fits all. It has to be individual and customizable for it to work for everybody. I teach this financial system and so much more in a year that will change your financial life forever. MoneyWise Woman Academy. Now that I have shared some of the exact steps that I teach in the program, I'm sure that you, like me, now see the benefits of the MoneyWise Woman Academy. I believe that when you work through this program and apply it, You will have more money and more financial freedom. And in your situation, isn't that what you want? Typical results of people in my program. Just a few examples. Jen saved over $24,000 on her debts, and she could pay them off 15 years sooner by using the plan we created. The interest Alexis was earning jumped from $200 a year to $5,650, and it increased every year following. And this was not in an investment account. This was just in learning more about choosing the right savings. In the first quarter of working the program, the average debt payments go down by $212 a month for a savings of $2,500 a year to invest and save in other ways. Ashley saved $93,000 in fees because of a new understanding of investing and making better decisions with her investments. Sue increased her retirement projection by over $300,000 by learning one simple financial move she could take with her investments. These results are possible for everyone. It only takes a little time to learn and a little time to implement before you start seeing significant results. Benjamin Franklin once said that an investment in knowledge pays the best interest, and he was so right. The importance of financial literacy is the fact that managing one's finances is a complex set of challenges in the best of times. But in today's volatile economic environment, the downside risks are great. Even the simplest of financial decisions require at least some basic financial knowledge and competency. And yet, the more complicated decisions are challenging even for experts. This is what FINRA says, and they're one of the financial regulatory authorities in our nation. The problem is that we are not taught financial literacy in school, and many of our parents are also financially illiterate. They often teach us wrong information because they simply do not know the correct facts. Here are a few more scary facts involving women and money. The Global Financial Literacy Excellence Center asked randomly selected adults basic financial questions. Across the board, only 30% of women were deemed financially literate. Women hold nearly 2/3 of all student loan debt in the US. It's harder for women to buy homes than it is for men. And only 39% of women are confident that they'll have enough resources to last them for 25 or more years in retirement. Women are twice as likely as men to associate negative emotions with their finances. However, there is good news. Research shows that women are better investors than men and better overall with their money when they learn the financial literacy that they need. They can do well and catch up quickly. And the fact is, financial literacy is something you can learn, especially if you have someone teaching you who makes it understandable. At this point, you have two options. You can take what you've learned, try to implement, and try to figure it out by yourself, or get it right the first time. Learn from someone who's done it successfully, is a subject matter expert, and who has taught other people how to do it successfully for years. I don't know about you, but my time is way too important. And I don't want to guess my way to success because I've tried it and it did not work well. One of the most costly mistakes you can make is waiting to get started, putting off taking action. Remember, the magic element of investing and compounding interest is time, and delay will cost you greatly. For those of you who are ready to go deeper in your financial literacy, gain the support you need, and change your life forever, I would like to tell you more about the Money Wise Woman Academy. If you're interested in learning more, let me know if it's okay to share that. I always like to ask permission before sharing. If you are raising your hand or answering yes, then continue to the end of the presentation with me. However, if you're like, ew, yuck, finances, yuck, I don't want to learn any more about money, then feel free to leave now. Hopefully you've got what you needed and I don't want to bore you. However, I know there's a lot of women watching who are going to be wanting more and are no longer satisfied with where they are currently. And we've essentially just scratched the surface with what's possible here today. If anybody is in my Facebook group, you know I'm here to provide value. Hopefully you've gotten value from this webinar today. However, I want to give you all the knowledge you need and support you through MoneyWise Woman Academy. When you join it, you will see your life changed forever. If some of the things we've been talking about today resonate, hopefully you learned something and would like to learn more. Then I have a fantastic offer for you. I'm going to share what I do in the program and then tell you about that offer. MoneyWise Woman Academy is a year-long transformational program. It includes education, the financial literacy that we've been talking about that you need. It includes coaching and counseling. Each month, there will be 2 live calls with an accredited financial counselor who will coach, counsel, and answer questions. 1 call will be dedicated to the foundational modules, and 1 call will be dedicated to the topics of the month. The program is long enough that you have time to change mindsets and build habits that will affect your financial future forever. You'll get accountability from the AFCs and the other women in the program. You'll also build community where you can share ideas, concerns, struggles, and wins. We're changing the landscape of women and money and making it comfortable to talk about our personal finances. We make it enjoyable too. You will start with the core curriculum to give you the foundation you need for financial health and wellness. First, explore your current relationship with money to heal your mindset and heart. The first lessons are about analyzing your history with money. What beliefs and feelings do you have that are causing your choices and habits today? This is so important because you can't change it if you don't know you need to. You will also find the strength you need that you can use to propel you to your goals. Next, evaluate, clean, and repair any problems you may have. Prepare to move forward. Here we dive deeper into tools to evaluate what to look for. What constitutes problems and how do you fix them? Some you can fix immediately. Then decide what you may need to work on longer and set some plans to do so. We work on changing habits so you keep out of credit, debt, and other problems from here on out. Finally, we're going to secure your financial future and start to build wealth. Now that we have things set up, we will focus on the growth part of your money. You will know the best ways to multiply every dollar, how to set up your savings and investment accounts to maximize each one, reduce risk, and build stability and freedom. There are 6 basic foundations you will go through: money mindset, evaluate and heal. Then you're going to evaluate your finances and get a roadmap for success. We're going to look at goals and action plan setting. We'll review credit and debt and understand everything you need to know about both. We'll look at creative ways to reach your goals. We'll start thinking outside of the box with our money. And we're going to learn all about saving and investing, where you grow your money. These will give you the foundation you need to build or to rebuild your finances after a divorce. We're going to ensure your future success. You will have access to all of these and you can work through them once a week or once a month. It is up to you, whatever works best for you. Work at a pace that keeps you from feeling overwhelmed. You do get printable worksheets with each one to use if you would like to, and fill out as you work through the assignments. What some people are saying about MoneyWise Woman: it was so worth the money. Although I am over 60, I never learned this stuff before. Then after my divorce, I needed to clean up a lot of financial mess and get back on track for retirement. This program was exactly what I needed. Another one said, Allison helped me to clarify what I wanted to achieve, building wealth. She showed me step by step how to achieve my goals. I now have a workable plan to execute. Allison was able to explain things until I understood them. It was well worth the price and time spent. And then another one said, Allison not only gives practical tips, but challenges our belief system that keeps us stuck with little money and lots of debt. These new mindsets remind us to retrain our thinking and empower our financial growth. You will get all of this financial literacy education, including a life-changing community where you can make new girlfriends and get the support you need to learn and grow throughout this life-changing year. There will be topic-based learning that will change month to month, and you can choose to focus on the topics that are most important and of most interest to you. Learn while hanging out with new girlfriends and making and building a new community. You'll have support to tackle every single financial obstacle that comes your way. This is everything included in this transformational year where you will go from money worried to money wise. You get the foundational curriculum we discussed, which is video-based, and you can complete at your own pace. 2 live calls each month with an accredited financial counselor. 1 call is specifically to help with the foundational curriculum and 1 to address this month's topic. Answer any questions and coach you as you work through implementing the systems in your own finances. You'll have topic-based video learning for all the monthly topics. These are self-paced to deep dive on each topic when you are ready and as you need to. You'll get ongoing support from the accredited financial counselors in the community that is open 24/7 for reading, interacting, asking questions, sharing stories, and more. You'll have that collaborative community to get to know other women in the program. One of the biggest ways women learn is from each other, just by talking to each other, listening to each other, and getting advice. We will have special events and bonuses too. We have monthly investing club for women ready to move more into active investing, to learn, try, and share. We learn about and discuss stocks, funds, cryptocurrency, NFTs, real estate, whatever comes up. This is a safe space for women to try their hand at investing and discuss without the pressure of feeling less than or not smart enough. We host member-only expert guests and even social events from time to time. Now, I told you that we had a very special offer for you today, and that is because we are looking for more case studies like the ladies featured here. Like Jen, who saved over $24,000 on her debts and was on track to pay them off 15 years sooner. Like Ashley, who saved $93,000 in fees because of a new understanding in investing and making better decisions. Like Sue, who increased her retirement projections in one account by $300,000 by knowing this one simple financial move to make. We are actually looking for more people to profile.